Today we're going to be going through the Crusader Kings 3 Guide to Multiplayer Stability. We're going to start in our Steam library. Make sure your game and launcher are completely closed, right-click Crusader Kings 3, and go to Properties. Properties will open to the General tab. In here, the first step we're going to do is turn off Steam Cloud. This will not delete any saves you have in the cloud now. You can always turn it back on and go back to them. Next is in Launch Options, we're going to be typing in the command -noasync. -noasync. Next, we're going to be going into the Betas tab. If you are playing on an older version of the game, like I am, you can come in here and find the exact version of the game that you were playing on. If you don't know what version to go to, ask the host. That's everything in the Steam section. Next, we're going to be headed to our Documents folder. Documents folder, Paradox Interactive, Crusader Kings 3. This is not the Crusader Kings 3 folder in your Steam folder. This is the Paradox Interactive folder in your Documents folder. So you go into Crusader Kings 3, and there's a few things we're going to do here. If you click on name, you can sort alphabetically. That's how I'm sorted. That's the easiest way to follow along. And find the folder labeled OOS. Right-click this folder, delete. Next, we're going into the Save Games folder. Sort by date modified, and at the top of the list will be the saves you're playing right now. My advice to you is to take every single save below this and delete them. If you really want to save your saves, you can take them and just throw them somewhere else, but they have to be out of your Crusader Kings 3 folder. We are finished with the files, and we can go into the game launcher. So go to the Steam library, click play on Crusader Kings, and the launcher will open. First thing we're going to do in the game launcher is go to Playsets. A playset is just a list of all the mods activated at a single time. Please don't just have one giant playset where you turn your mods on and off when you're not using them. Make a playset, trust me. So click this little box here, add new playset. I'm going to title mine AGOT. Click add mods. Let's say we're playing a multiplayer game where we're only using a Game of Thrones. Select add to playset. And most importantly, make sure you click activate playset. And that's everything in the launcher. So you can click play and we're going to go into the game. Once you're in the game, go to settings, graphics, and scroll down until you find maximum FPS. Make sure this FPS is a number you can reach. And when you're done with that, head to the game tab. And if you're playing multiplayer and you are not the host, set your autosave interval to no autosave. Next, scroll all the way to the bottom. And for players who struggle staying connected to a lobby, not with desyncs, but with staying connected to a lobby, you can change your file transfer speed to low. If you are the host, you should put this as high as your internet allows you. It's okay if you have to keep it at low. Try putting it to high and see what happens. Another small tip here, change your tooltip mode from timer lock to action lock. Timer lock's the thing where you can't move over something until that little wheel is done spinning. Action lock lets you just press middle mouse and it locks it immediately. It's awesome. It has nothing to do with multiplayer. I just think everybody should know this. And that's almost everything. But before we're done, we have to go through the 10 commandments of multiplayer. The 10 commandments of multiplayer. Always listen to the host. When you don't know what to do, ask the host. Follow all rules set by the host. Never click anything until the game is run for at least 2 weeks. Follow the start protocol. Never click anything when there is a desync. Follow desync protocol. Never click anything while players are loading. Follow hotjoin protocol. Never alt-tab while loading into the lobby. Never share lobby codes or passwords. Never pause or unpause the game. And last, follow everything in the multiplayer stability guide. Now we're going to go through the 3 protocols, starting with Start Protocol. Start Protocol is for every time you first load into the game. It is the responsibility of the host to do this protocol and the responsibility of the players to not touch anything until the protocol is done. The most important rule of Start Protocol is just don't click anything. Basically, just walk away from your computer until this is done. First thing the host has to do is set the lobby to private and change the password. This is to prevent people from hotjoining, because even a failed hotjoin can break the game. So we need to make it so people cannot join at all without the password. If at any point you leave a multiplayer session, you have to completely restart your game. You definitely can't leave a multiplayer lobby and join it again or join a different one. Restart your game every time. Once everybody is finished loading, the lobby is set to private, the password is set, nobody else is joining, set the game to 1 speed and run the game for 2 weeks with still nobody touching anything. Nobody is touching anything for these first 2 weeks. This is to make sure everybody's game stays in sync while the AI run a ton of calculations they usually do in the first couple of weeks. We're going to move on to the second of the 3 protocols, DESYNC protocol. If you're the desynced player, don't click anything. If you didn't desync, don't click anything. Wait for the host to tell you what to do. And we're going to repeat the step I showed you earlier where you delete your OOS folder. It's going to be back now because there was a desync and it's storing the desync information in this folder. We're back on Start Protocol. You can unpause on 1 speed for 2 weeks with nobody touching anything. And after those 2 weeks have passed, you can start playing the game again. There is an attached Crusader Kings 3 Multiplayer Stability Guide that goes along with this video. The link is in the description and in the comments. Inside of that is what hosts need to know. That information is equally important to the information we covered here. If you're interested in hosting, please check out the guide and let me know, reach out to me, write a comment if there's anything I should add to that. I'll be continually updating that guide. And please, if this worked for you, let us know in the comments. If it's not working for you, if you're having a specific problem, let us know. I'm going to be in the comments replying to everybody, and I hope other people can come offer solutions too, and we can use that to update this guide and really pull this multiplayer community together. It is possible to play this game for 100 years with 100 players. Thousands of us are doing it. We want to bring all that information together into one place. Thank you so much for watching.